y'all? It's your boy Radio Shayna.
Hi, I'm Janae Johnson.
This is Shayna Harris.
I'm Julian Brown.
This is Jamani Jones.
What's up, everybody? This is Keith Guy.
And you are now tuned in.
You are now tuned in.
And you now tuned in.
And you are now tuned in to Straight Talk.
Straight Talk.
How did you come up with the concept of Six Magazine?
Just to give you some context, I actually got my degree in advertising and public relations from Grand Valley State University, and just realizing that there wasn't really an arts and music and style magazine here in West Michigan, let alone in our city, Grand Rapids. So instead of trying to find one, I just figured I would create it. So just looking and studying kind of the craft and different magazines. I mean, there were days where I would just go to Barnes & Noble and just would read through Culture magazine and would just kind of create my own idea.
So how long did it take you to put everything into motion?
Yeah, so it actually happened pretty quickly. I got the idea kind of December of 2018. And by January 2019, I was putting it into action. I just realized that it was an idea that I did not want to hold out on. It was not something that I wanted to kind of just sit on, because I knew that it was something that the city needed. So within 6 months, we launched it May 31st, and we've sold over 80 copies in the first 2 weeks.
What made you choose to enter this field of business?
Just working with the creative industries a lot here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Obviously, like I said, I worked in advertising and public relations before. So I kind of come from the event side of things. So knowing that I wanted to kind of create that platform for musicians, artists, graphic designers, visual artists, but didn't really understand how until I got the magazine. And once the magazine started to really make sense to me and really started to break down the business side of it, it became my purpose, honestly, because it started to make sense. Like, oh, this is the platform that Grand Rapids needs, and this is the platform that musicians and artists know that they want but aren't realizing that they're lacking, because you can go to Detroit, you can go to Chicago, you can go to LA, and they have those platforms and those blogs that already exist, but Grand Rapids doesn't. So
cool. That's true. What is your exact end goal and your vision for Six Magazine?
So I definitely want it to be a national magazine. So I want to compete with the Complex, the XXLs. Obviously with time, I'm humble about it. But it is something that I definitely see myself doing long term. We'll have 2 issues every single year. So we just launched issue 1, which was Maximalist, and then we have issue 2 coming out October 25th. So with that, it's something that I definitely see happening and creating long term. I definitely want to keep promoting Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's why it's named Six Magazine, but I want it to resonate worldwide.
How would you measure your overall success thus far for Six Magazine?
The way that we internally as a team measure our success is just basically what is the word around town. We can always look at sales and say, oh my gosh, like we've reached success because the money's rolling in, but we really care about what's being said about Six Magazine. We want to make sure that the community really has a heart out for us and that they love us and that this is something that they want to be a part of and want to spend their money on. So we're actively always talking to people, asking them after they buy it, what did you think of it? So that's how we measure our success. We just want to make sure that Grand Rapids sees that we are filling a void for them, and we don't really care about the money. The money's gonna come regardless, but we want to make sure that our city really is rocking with us.
Can you share with me what makes your business unique?
That's a good question. What makes my business unique is the fact that it just isn't about me. It's really about filling the void and listening to the community and what their wants and what their needs are, and making it possible for other people, and just promoting what it is that they have going on. So I think that's what makes Six Magazine so unique. It's just a simple fact that we are actively looking for, different people to feature, and it's so much diversity. So each page is something new, and we're unapologetic about being believers of God. So you're always going to see God when you're flipping through those pages.
So if you had to give one piece of advice to someone who was looking forward to to start their own business, what advice would you give them?
That advice would be to just simply void out the opinions of other people. And it's not that you should only get yes men around you, but it matters that you have the confidence to do what you feel like you're called to do. When I was starting a magazine, I didn't really call on too many people to see like, is this a good idea? It was just, I know it's a good idea, and I had that confidence to get started, even though there were days where I'm like, I can't really start a magazine, especially in 6 months. But the biggest advice is just to get started and really believe so much so in yourself that you have the capacity to do it and run off with it.
So during your journey of starting Six Magazine, were there times when you doubted yourself and you felt like you wanted to give up?
Yeah, because any new idea that you get, you always think it's easy. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to start right now. And then you start really getting in it and you're like, oh, I didn't know I would have to do this, or I didn't know I would have to go through that. And you know, the money isn't always gonna come easy. Like the magazine industry, it's not a $5 business. It's so expensive, especially when it's not digital and it's print and you're distributing it. So there were many days where I would just sit there like, oh my gosh. But one thing that I did up front was make myself accountable to people that saw my vision. My partner Maya is somebody that has been a rider this entire process, and when there were days where I'm like, I can't do this, like I give up, she's like, no, you gotta get up, like I'm here, I'm depending on you. So that's the biggest thing, just being accountable to other people and really feeling like what you've given them, they feel the weight of it too, so you can't quit now.
How do you balance being an entrepreneur and a mother while working a full-time job?
It's a village. I mean, honestly, I talk about it all the time on my Facebook. Like, I would not be where I am today at 25 years old, which I still feel so young and I still have so much ahead of me. Without the people surrounding her and without the people surrounding me, it's not possible. Like, her father is a big part of why I am able to do what I am able to do. My parents, his parents, we just spend so much time making sure that she's nurtured. And you know, time management, the biggest thing is, you know, if she's gone or she's off to daycare and I'm at home, I'm spending that time writing out my goals, and I'm spending time, you know, creating the budget or just getting stuff done in the time that I have. And if I need to sleep, I'm gonna just go to sleep, because the biggest thing about being an entrepreneur, we always think it's grind, and it's not. Sometimes you just gotta take 5 minutes to just like, you know what, I'm gonna just rest, or I'm gonna just go to sleep. And I'm unapologetic about that. So yeah, I mean, it's time management, it's going to bed when I need to go to bed, and just having a village. I definitely don't do it alone.
So, tapping into your personal life a little bit, and I see that you kind of made public statuses on social media about it. Share with me, why do you keep your daughter Faye private when it comes to social media?
Yeah, I mean, she's my little baby girl, and I just really want her to remain this innocent little baby. And so it's just something that, you know, I'm just that type of person. I've always been private my entire life, and the way that I personally use social media, I like to keep it for accomplishments, things that I'm doing with friends, and that's pretty much it. So like my love life, my family life is just something that I'm like, I want to keep this to myself, I want to protect it, and that's just the way that I handle it. And there are some days where I'm like, I want y'all to see how big she's gotten, I want y'all to see what she's doing. But right now, I'm like, with her only being 2, I'm like, there's really no reason. I don't really feel like social media deserves her, and the people that are around her, you know, don't feel any lack, and that's what matters to me. So, you know, this is my baby girl, and I just want to make sure that she never feels like she's always in front of a camera, or I'm always asking her to take a picture. You know, this is my baby.
Okay. How do you define the culture here in Grand Rapids?
The culture in Grand Rapids, I would say, is slower, and by that I mean slower to trends. And I will say this, I do believe that the culture in Grand Rapids is evolving, and it is growing and expanding and trying to become this more creative, booming city. But it still has that small town community feel. Everybody knows everyone. But I think that we are trying to break out of that and move into more of this entrepreneur startup city. But it's a slow grind, honestly. So, you the way that I look at it is Grand Rapids has never been my focus. I want something to always have here and leave my print on my city and really show my city that I support it. But my biggest goal is to expand out of my city. That's just one thing that I've always saw myself doing is living in Los Angeles. Grew up, spent a lot of time there. So it's just something where I'm just like, Grand Rapids, we're growing and it's gonna take some time, but yeah.
So share with me, how do you plan to promote artists such as rappers and singers with Six Magazine?
So through the actual print magazine itself, we're always looking for people to feature, and then through that we always have showcases, live performances. We're always looking for just new people to work with, whether it's collaboration, whether we want to do a video series on you, or through the blog where we're just doing a music highlight of the week. There's a lot of things that we are preparing to move forward into, but that magazine is that main platform of we just want to talk about what it is that you're doing in the city.
So you recently just dropped your first issue of Six Magazine, Volume 1. Can you hit on some key points and share a little more in depth about what that first issue was about?
Yeah, so Volume 1, Issue 1, we titled Issue 1 Maximalist, and it is actually a real word, but it sounds made up. But to best define what it means, it's the opposite of a minimalist. And that's what I think about what Grand Rapids is and what our culture is. We do the bare minimum. When we get dressed, it's very minimalist. We don't want to stand out in the crowd. And a maximalist is the polar opposite. We're like, you gonna see me. And that's kind of what Issue 1 is all about. It's bold, it's courageous, it's individualist, it's very over the top. And so Issue 1, it's a lot of colors, it's a lot of style, name brands, a lot of things that just don't match but somehow look good. So if you walk into a party and you see a girl walk by in one of those fits, you're like, wait, she got on vape, she got on 5 different colors, but it's cold. And that's something that we wanted to focus on. We really want people to feel like they can be more of an individual and they don't have to stand with the crowd. Like, you can go against the grain and still be dope while doing it. Like, being different is okay. And that's what maximalist, that's what we stand for.
Now I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. When it comes to fashion in Grand Rapids, who do you think some of our best dressers are? And that could be male or female.
He asked it, y'all. I would personally say that my stylist, first and foremost, hands down, is one of the best dressers I've ever come across. That's Maya Iman. Maya just knows how to dress. That girl ain't checking for nobody. She like, this is what I want to wear. And it's cute on her. And I would say Kev Couture, he's very kind of more formal and fitted and kind of has that golfer type of vibe, but very upscale. I would say Renee Johnson. Every time I see her, I'm always like, you are so cute. Like, she's always, especially for her to be a little bit older, like, and mature, she is always dressing, always on style and with the trends. Like, she's so cute to me.
Okay. So what is next for Six Magazine? What can we expect down the road?
So since it is a print magazine, we will start rolling out some of the content online. You can always expect that to see kind of what's inside, a sneak peek online. But what's next for us? I mean, we have a show coming up. We have a lot of events coming up. We're partnering with AC Hotel and Motu Veget, which is a champagne company here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But we're just trying to stay active. If I had to think about what's truly next for us, is really tapping into new markets, new territory. We're excited about really seeing what Detroit is about, and LA and Chicago, and really start tapping into new fashion scenes and music scenes outside of our own.
So now that we have finished our Straight Talk segment, it's time for us to have a little fun. It's a game that we call Define a Word. You get 30 seconds to answer a random series of questions. Some may be true or false, some may be pick one, some may be yes or no. All right? Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
All right. What is your biggest fear?
Heights.
Do pineapples go on pizza?
Yes.
Should women go half on bills with men?
Yes.
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Cardi B, baby.
Is the earth rounded or flat?
It's round.
Who is the king of R&B of our generation? Chris Brown or Trey Songz?
Chris Brown for sure.
Do you believe that men are intimidated by successful women?
Depending on the man we're talking about.
First word that comes to mind when you think of yourself.
Resilient.
What accomplishment are you most proud of?
My daughter.
Which sitcom is better, Martin or Fresh Prince?
Martin.
I agree with you. Shayna Shane, ladies and gentlemen. Shayna, I thank you for taking the time in your busy schedule to join us here on Straight Talk. Make sure you guys support Shayna. Continue to keep putting pressure on our city. Continue to have an impact on our culture. Do not be afraid to go out of the box when it comes to fashion.
Period.
And be on the lookout of 6 Magazine, Volume 1, Issue 1. Until next time.
Is an arts, music, style, and entertainment magazine. We are here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we are not going anywhere. So you can purchase us at Fine Line Boutique, which is on 28th Street, right before you get to Madison, or you can purchase it online at www.6mag.net. We are so grateful to our community for supporting us, for celebrating every moment with us. This journey has been so much fun, and we are excited for you guys to stay tuned and get to know us better.